Welcome to Neutralcraft. I am Freewind. I am one of the moderators here, and I am just going to take you through kind of what we got set up here. Neutralcraft is a server for players who feel like they've played through the game and don't have a whole lot else to do. You've unlocked all the achievements, you've defeated all the monsters, and now you just like the game, but you have no more objectives to really go for. What Neutralcraft's idea is to give you ideas to build, kind of build like your own civilization. Kind of gives you goals and things to achieve that the game itself doesn't. So, and what I want to do is take you through a tour of Freetopia, my civ that I am currently working on. This is the first house I build. In the game, you are to build houses, you're to build production buildings, you're to build government buildings, you are to build all sorts of different types of things. And we have a wiki that kind of gives you a guideline of some ideas that you should reach for. You don't have to follow it point by point, but it kind of gives you kind of a rough layout. And so one of the first things everyone's got to build is they got to build their starting home. I'm starting out in kind of a grassy acacia type area, and so this was my first house I built. Now the houses in this game, you can build small houses, you can build large houses, and depending on how big the house is kind of classifies whether it's a rich house or like a poor house. If you can build like a small 5x5 hut, and that's going to obviously be a poor house. I kind of went a little big on the bigger side for my first build, and this is kind of the way it's turned out. I put my enchanting area in my first house, though eventually that will be moved, but I needed to put it somewhere. So, I talked about production. This is kind of my little blacksmith area. It's a lot like the NPC blacksmith. I kind of stole from that, and I just kind of decorated a little bit more. So, when you build buildings, we kind of give you, like I said, a guideline and outline of what to build. You don't have to go crazy with detail, but the whole idea is to have fun and kind of to make it kind of role play. So, there's travel and trade. Every civ needs to have some sort of mode of transportation, whether it's your dirt roads. Here I build canals that'll go throughout my civilization. You can also kind of have like rail carts. If you want to get fancy, maybe you build a small airport or something. This is an administration building. I didn't think a castle would quite fit my theme. I'm tending to build more prairie style, so I've kind of built like some sort of a form of a government little office here that will kind of manage the property as my civs grow. Put a map. We do have dynamic map running, but I also like using the old-fashioned map, and it's out of date, so we need to pick it up. See if we can't, update it a little bit. I guess it kind of, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Got turned around there. There we go. See, my current building I'm working on is there. And over here we've got what will be, eventually it will be like kind of an armor shop slash clothing shop. I plan on, when I get all the different colored dyes and stuff, making it almost one of every color outfit just for fun. That's one thing about this game is when you join Neutralcraft, you will be assigned a biome. You have a map to choose from, and it has most of the biomes covered. And the whole idea is you're kind of stuck in that biome. You're not you can travel outside of it, but you're not. You're not allowed to mine outside of it. So you're kind of forced to use the resources of what's within that biome. And the good thing about that is it kind of helps you work on themes. And a lot of times you get so excited to have all sorts of different types of materials to work from, and when you start building, it all looks weird because you have one stone, you have one wood, you have one brick, you have a little bit of everything, and it kind of just ends up being a mess. Here, I'm really working hard on a theme. This is a house I'm working on. It's not quite done. And here I've got a church. I've not figured out exactly what religion the church is going to be, but we're going to assign a religion to it at some point. And it's kind of got a nice floating desert island in the background, so maybe I'll have some sort of cactus god or something. I think that looks really cool. So now you're not always going to be limited to just the resources of your biome. As your civ grows, you will be able to trade with other players in the game and other biomes. Trading is strictly up to you how you want to go about it. Every time your civ expands, like when you start out the game, you're considered a nomad. When you get to a certain size, you'll become a hamlet. Once you become a hamlet, then you get to unlock a trade partner. Now the trade partner also has to be a size of a hamlet, and they also must have a trade slot that's open. So if two civs get together, they can choose however they want to trade. They can trade block for block. They can trade. They can make a gold standard. They can make a diamond standard. They can whatever they want to use for currency. They can use. Here I've got a little apple orchard growing. So yeah, and as your civ continues to grow, you get more trade partners. Now, when you get a lot bigger, there will be an option for you to expand to a second, third, how many ever biomes, however big your civ gets. And whether you want to have a territory next to yours and just keep on making one city bigger, or whether you want to make multiple different type of civs and role play it out, that's strictly up to you. In the wiki, we are kind of keeping track of people's builds, and if people want to write stories, name rivers, name lakes, name stuff on their map, they're more than welcome to. The more detail you get, I think the more fun you can have with it, and that's what we're kind of building here. Also, when you grow your civ size, you also unlock Minecraft heads, which are custom blocks, basically, and that's what I've done. When I became a hamlet, I wanted crates for my harbor area that I'm building here, and so I've got custom heads, and we've got a website that you can go to and find whatever custom heads you want, and you can let one of the mod team know what you want, and we'll make sure you have it when you grow. But we're constantly just trying to throw ideas at you and keep you interested in the game, and more or less we want to help improve on our own build styles as a team, and working together. Speaking of teams, if you don't want to build by yourself, you can have multiple players in the same civ. It will require some sort of a agreement prior to starting, though, in case people want to split and go off their own ways. So we require you to have a charter, and in the charter it tells you kind of the rules of each player must abide by, and pretty much worst case scenario, if you guys decide to split up, who gets what, and it's just kind of an interesting aspect. So this is all I've got built so far. I've worked maybe a week into the game, so yeah, this is what I've come up with. So we are on Discord. Hashtag NeutralCraft, I believe, is what it is. I will try to put the information into the video description. So if you enjoy what we're doing, feel free to join us. I will hopefully upload videos of my progression, and as I travel around, if other players want to share their builds, we're currently around, I think 14-15 people are on the server. feel free to join us. So, hope you enjoyed my video. It's the first one I've ever done. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. So I'll see you guys around, hopefully.